Steve Moran here, and today we are talking about high-tech diapers. And you are already thinking, high-tech diapers? In fact, we don't even like to call them diapers, right? That's sort of technically incorrect. So today I've got with me here, I've got Deanna with Seni. So Carrie, why don't you talk to us about high-tech briefs, I guess is the more technical term.
Deanna introduced us to the Seni product, 2 years ago, Deanna?
Yeah, about 2 years.
We were getting ready to open our first community, the Strive at Fern Park, and I've known Deanna for a while, and she was so excited about the product, and with good reason. We sat around the table, and she just poured bottle after bottle of water into this, and said, "Now let's sit and watch it." And I looked at that and thought, if my residents could be that comfortable after, having to do something that's uncomfortable, then I needed to do what I could do to make sure that happened. So our community started a total incontinence program that included her products, because sometimes it's hard for people to understand the value of something that's more expensive than, well, I'll just order it off of Amazon and it's fine. But I've seen over the years the amount of waste that created, and just giving Deanna's this Seni product, a shot, what I figured was a good place to start.
And so it sounds like, even though on a per piece it's more expensive, it actually saves you money.
I think it does more than save us money. Yes, it's more expensive on a per piece item. I would tell you, again, using it from the get-go was a thought of, here's something that I can make myself different than maybe my competitors.
I want to actually explore this a little bit more, because again, it makes me smile. And as Deanna knows, I am just completely in love with this product, because I think it's a life-changing product. But let's talk a little bit about how you actually, again, say, oh yeah, I use briefs as part of my sales differentiator. Sounds a little weird, right? So talk to me a little bit about how you actually talk to families about that.
So when we talk about level of care in our assessment process, we're discussing, what do we need help with? What services are our staff going to provide? And what we did is we actually pulled out the incontinence or toileting part of our assessment and said, okay, this service and this service are going to be part of our care plan and our assessment levels. But when we have somebody that reaches that level of total incontinence, we wanted them to utilize the Seni product, because it's going to save my staff, and maybe save on worker comp issues, in the sense of they're having to change the residents less often. And it's going to save the skin breakdown, and in essence, keep our residents healthier for a longer amount of time. So when I'm talking to a family and I find out that somebody was incontinent of the bowel and bladder, I let them know about our total incontinence package, which includes all of the services that they need from the Seni product, which is just a huge array of options, from the brief that mom can get up and down during the day, to the let's not get her up all night long, and being able to use a different kind of product at night that maybe can handle a little bit heavier saturation.
Terrific. So Deanna, let's actually back up a little bit. I'd like to have you talk about the product itself and how it works, and what the components and that kind of thing are.
Yeah, absolutely. We have features in our products. So briefs, underwear, skincare, wipes, a full line of premium incontinence products. And our features, full breathability. Well, what does that mean, right? What is full breathability? Just as Carrie had mentioned, well, that means that the skin should not break down. You shouldn't get the skin rashes. What does that mean? Well, that means that your resident is going to be more comfortable, more. Well, that means that their adult children are going to feel happier, that mom is having a good day. Super absorbency. We have a full line of products, and we believe very much in a person-centered approach to care. So everybody might not need our most level of absorbency for severe incontinence. We've got a Quattro brief. It's awesome if you're severely incontinent. But let's say someone is moderately incontinent. Well, then we have a product for that. So our products really focus on, hopefully we're trying to change culture to get back to look at the features and how do they ripple out into increased resident engagement, increased dignity, decreased clinical negative outcomes. That's kind of what we're all about. And it's amazing because when you work with communities and they understand all the values, so we're competitive, but we're not the cheap guy. All these features, inner leak guards is another one people don't think about sometimes. Inner leak guards. Well, what does that mean? Well, if you're a community that's changing sheets every day, number one, if I'm a resident, I don't want to be wet. I don't want my garments wet. I don't want to be changed. If I have all my faculties, I know me, I'm a modest person. I'm thinking, I don't want to do this. So it's just the features are better for the residents and also better for the caregivers, especially with the staffing shortages that we have with our products, 3 to 4 changes per day when the person is in the right size, the right fit, the right absorbency. And just to touch on Steve real quickly, but it's I do a lot of analogies, and I think we've got amazing, great products, and if you think of them as a great camera, that's part of it. You have a great camera, it will take good pictures, but you also need a great photographer to know what lens am I using, what are the features of the product, what is it? And so I compare the photographer to the caregivers, and so we kicked it up a notch to say, let's have a new view on things here. We're going to give that educational component, because if caregivers are not aware that the leak guards have to be lifted, it takes 2 seconds to separate. That's a big deal, though. When they know that, now that camera, now that product is working beautifully for the overall big picture type of thing. So that's what I love about the company. It's beyond great products. It's the features of the products that ripple out that help people.
Right. And I want to sort of dip back to something that both Carrie, you and Deanna referred to, and that's that. Carrie, you mentioned that it's actually helpful to your staff. Can you talk just a little bit more about that?
Well, I think Deanna touched on the coming in and the training of the staff, right? If the leak guards aren't up, then that's not going to work. Yeah. So that's something with the staffing shortage and with turnover. It's nice to be able to know that the company supports, hey, I need you to come in and do a training at for 7 to 3, and then be there to do another training in the afternoon. Because our staff can train on it because they've used it, but they're not in the sense Seni has the experts. So it's nice to be able to kind of set that up and give those samples or examples of how the product's used. In addition to that, it's nice to be able to look at a resident that is a hard resident for the staff, and then say, okay, let's maybe use the insert or the extra protection in a bowel movement kind of situation. And just knowing that a staff that may have to actually go in and give a complete shower to a resident that they've had this leak or this big issue, this product, it helps from having to do that on every single occasion. Right. And our staff are busy, and they're the hardest workers in our community, both physically and emotionally, to have to be able to be compassionate about something that's a very intimate situation. And this product just helps make that run so much smoother.